Hello everyone. Today I just kind of wanted to do a little video about my reading journey, if you will. I just recently started reading more again within the past couple of months. I've been doing very good about reading daily. I wanted to sort of, talk about what I'm reading right now, document my journey a little bit, and yeah, I've always had trouble with reading. I've had trouble focusing and just generally being able to process the words that I'm reading. I mean, okay, this is what's happening in the story. As I'll get into when I mention one of the books that I've read, there are still times where I don't always process what's going on, but I just keep going and hope that later I will. So let's just go ahead and get started with the books that I have read in the past couple of months. It does take me a long time to read one book, not only because I'm busy, because I kind of feel like that's an excuse in my case, because I do have a couple of hours after work where I could read or whatnot, but just sort of, life and the amount of hobbies that I have, it takes me a little while to even get through one book. I'm also a slow reader. So we will, like I said, we will start with the books that I have read, starting with, wrong side, starting with Six Crimson Cranes. This one I had bought one random day. My fiance and I went to Target, and I really liked the cover art. That's honestly what pulled me in the most. This one was honestly a great start. It is quite big, so I am definitely proud of myself for getting through this one. And it does have a second book, which my fiance got for me. I quite liked this one, honestly. It was really fun and it was easy to follow. This wasn't one of the ones where I had issues understanding the story or where it was going. This one was very easy to follow for me, which is a plus considering. This one, great start to my reading journey and did help me want to continue to read more. I do recommend this one as well, definitely. This is Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. So, first one. It took me a good while though, but yeah, like I said, big book. Okay, big book for me. Big book to start with. Okay, I'm proud of myself. Let me have this. No one's going against me, but all of a sudden I am dying. So anyway, see if that clears out my throat a bit more because I was starting to sound like a demon. I may look like Bowser right now. I'm not trying to sound like him. Which I know, elephant in the room. I kind of dressed a little Bowser esque today, kind of how I was feeling. Anyhow, second book I've read, Howl's Moving Castle. So this one I picked up because I love the movie. It's one of my favorite movies. Rewatched it all the times as a kid. So I picked up the book. I genuinely enjoyed and actually laughed out loud while reading this book. The writing's incredibly clever. Of course, book's different than the movie. I'll always understand that in any case. I'm going to be reading through Lord of the Rings soon, so and I understand that that's incredibly different from the movies. So, but regardless, it was still really enjoyable. And whenever I read a book that's was the original book from a movie, I still enjoy kind of recognizing the scenes from the movie within the book. I was doing that with The Hobbit as well, in terms of the Hobbit animation in comparison to the book. I haven't watched the live action Hobbit. This is off topic already. Sorry. I have ADHD. Back to Howl's Moving Castle. Once again, really funny book, really clever. This was the book I was referring to when I say that there were times where I didn't know what was going on, or I felt like there was a lot going on and I didn't know what the goal was until the end. But in the middle, I was like, I don't know what's going on, but I'm liking their interactions and the way that they talk to each other and the little quips and stuff like that. So I was like, okay, I'll go through. Maybe someone with a couple more brain cells than I have will understand it a bit better. Still a book that I enjoyed. Still a book that I suggest. So just had to be honest with my actual reading experience because I have about half a brain cell. So this was a lot, but it was still fantastic. And again, a big book, or I feel like it's a well sized book. So I'm proud of myself for finishing this one as well. So now we're going to move on to the books that I am actively reading. Let's start with the book that I am about a quarter of the way through, and I kind of stopped reading in exchange for continuing to read the other book, which is The Cat Who Saved Books. I grabbed this from Barnes and Noble just one day. I really, once again, the cover art gets me. I judge a book by its cover all the time. It's been okay. It didn't really draw me in. There were some themes where I was like, I don't know if I agree with this. It's feeling a little elitist. I can't think of the term. I might just be taking it like weirdly, but there is one person where they're like, we got to save these books from this person who only like collects the books, and have you even read your books type of thing. And I'm like, I haven't read half my books. Okay, sorry about that. My camera turned off on me, and then I got distracted and made a TikTok. I don't know. Anyway, back to what I was saying, which I don't remember anymore. Oh, is okay. We'll probably continue it. Got weirdly defensive. So I don't know. It's fine. Like the writing's not bad or anything. I just didn't really, not really caring for it right now. Might move on. But speaking of moving on, we've also got, oops, I just hit the thing, The Hobbit. So this is what I am currently going through right now. That sounded really depressing. Um, I am more than halfway done with it. I genuinely am like really enjoying this book and the way that I wish I knew how to pronounce his name. Tolkien. I feel like that's too much. Tolkien, J.R. Tolkien. I'm really, really enjoying his writing and just it's so charming. I'm really into like whimsical things right now and like fairy tales and like stuff like that. I actually watched the little animation, the like animation from the 80s first, because like my fiance just put it on for me and then left and went to bed. And I was just like laying on the couch, like, okay, I'm stuck here, I guess. So, so I watched the entirety of that day, and it was a really nice experience. And so I am reading it. I'm going to also get the Lord of the Rings set, which also has another version of The Hobbit, because this one's like the new version from after the movie. I like how the other one looks. The one that comes with the little like book set that I want to get. It's for sale on Amazon right now for like $20. If it's still on sale, like next week when I get paid, I would like to grab it because I really want to get into Lord of the Rings and I plan to watch it. And when I do watch Lord of the Rings for the first time, just the first one, just the first movie, I do plan to make a little thoughts video about how I felt about it and if I liked it or not, which I believe I'm going to love it. Because like even one of my like really close friends went to go see Lord of the Rings, not for the first time. They saw Lord of the Rings for the first time a couple months ago, fell in love with it, went to go see I think the third one in its extended version in theaters. I didn't go because I was too busy to watch Lord of the Rings with them and, actually know what's going on. Regardless, again, off topic. Gosh, I'm so bad at this. The Hobbit, great book. Honestly, loved it. Loved it, loving it, because I am actively going through it. I am on the chapter A Warm Welcome. Did I get rid of the number? Chapter X, which I think is chapter 10. I'm so sorry if I'm wrong. Let's move on to books that I plan to read. The first book that's on my like to read list, and I'll probably dive into this after I finish The Hobbit, is The Dragon's Promise. So this one is the second book to Six Crimson Cranes. This is more so based in like an, I believe, under the water, like under a lake, even like dragon world that she ends up going into. So I'm very excited about that because they sort of like delved into that slightly in the first book. And it was actually some of the more interesting parts were the parts with the dragons. And I want to learn more about the dragon friend that she made. Unfortunately, I already forgot his name, but he was a really cute character, really like gosh, what do you call it? Kind of like childish, fun type of character, goofy and all that. So yeah, I'm excited to read this one definitely. So I'm not gonna give you guys my whole book collection at the moment, just the ones that I've been thinking to myself like, hey, I should probably delve into these soon because I've had them and I've been wanting to read them. So going off of that, Kiki's Delivery Service. This one's a nice small one, so maybe I'll actually jump into this one first, like before the Dragon Promise, which is huge for me. This one's nice and small. I could probably finish this one pretty easily. And yeah, another one where like I love the movie. I love Studio Ghibli movies. This is the book version. The art of it is so beautiful. Let me make sure that I can focus on that a little bit. Very beautiful art. Once again, judging a book by its cover. Um, not all the time, but I already know that I like Kiki's Delivery Service, so it helps. Very cute. I feel like it'll be a fun little summer read too. Just kind of, speaking of summer, I am sweating. It is humid over here. So, yeah, this one will probably be the next one I read. I'm just making that decision now. I'm like, I should probably jump into something small. But yeah. And then the last one is Cinder. So this one, I actually know nothing about it. My fiance and I had gone to Barnes and Noble, and we decided to do a thing where we just ran away from each other and each bought a book that we think the other would like. In this case, my fiance got me Cinder. And when I posted it on social media, like all my friends like replied like, "Oh, that's a great one. Like that's a great book. You're going to love it." So, now I'm like extra excited. This one is also quite lengthy. If you look at the size of the text and the way that like the pages are like um what would you call it? I guess set up, if you will. I can't think of the proper word. Like I'm actually not as intimidated now. You know what I mean? Like you ever look on the inside of a book and you're like, "Oh, those letters are tiny," or like those paragraphs are really close together. This one, I'm not as intimidated now. Also, oh, that's gorgeous. What the heck? I haven't even opened it yet. This is literally my first time reaction to seeing that. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh wow. Is there anything on this side? No. Okay. Well, anyway, excited to jump into this one. I'm kind of playing around with the idea of reading two books at once, like having a different book for a different mood, but I don't know because I can very easily lose focus. And in this case, I lost focus on The Cat Who Saved Books and just kind of started hyper focusing on The Hobbit. So I don't know. We'll see if I want to do Cinder and Kiki or just Kiki and just finish Kiki so that I don't like get halfway through Kiki and I'm like, actually, I'm just going to stick with this. So we'll see what happens there. On to the last little thing, which is a fun little mystery thing that I am excited about. We have I should have had it in a certain place ready for me. Here we are. We've got two mystery books. These are Date with the Books. In this case, I'm going on 2 dates. A little scandalous. These are the Date with a Books. These were set up by Connecticut Bookworm. They put them in the shop that I work at, and I decided to grab two. I believe they also have a website. I will link them down below. But regardless, I grabbed two, and I would like to open them, on the video with you guys today. It comes with a little T and a little bookmark. In this case, I grabbed a horror sci-fi. So we'll open that one first. So the horror sci-fi, the description that they wrote on it is a former Marine and his family. An attack causes catastrophic damage to power grids and electrical devices, and post-apocalyptic slash zombies. I was looking for a horror book. Admittedly, this was the only one that was there because their stuff kind of sells off the shelves like as soon as it comes out. But still, like this was the only horror there, and I was like, well, I could do a little spooky zombie, little spooky the world is ending type of deal. So let's open it up. I have no idea what to expect. I don't know books. I don't know classic books. If you have any guesses before I open it up, comment it down below. But yeah, so sci-fi horror. We're starting with that, then we'll do the romance next. So I just pulled the little thing here. In this case, it came with a perfect peach little tea bag. I might delve into that later. A cute little bookmark here. There you go. Little like bookshelf on it. Okay. I was going to do this in like a top down thing, but we're already here, buddy. We are already here, and I don't want to reset up the camera right now. Okay. Oh, it's book one. This is book one. So we got the beginning of a series here. The end. What? That is a very predictable title. The end. Novel. A post-apocalyptic a post-apocalyptic novel by G. Michael Hop. That's an interesting last name. Author of The Long Road, book one of the New World series. Okay, nice. Yes, very exciting. I actually do quite like the cover. I'm very curious about this. Um, we will see how it is. Yeah. So this was the horror sci-fi that I might dig into sometime. I will put it in my little to read pile. We'll see. We'll see. I'm very like open to a majority of genres. Honestly, I can read any genre as long as the character, like I enjoy the characters. I will read any genre most of the time. But I do have a preference for a little bit of a side of romance and fantasy. Um, Anyhow, I just unwrapped the romance one. So this one is contemporary. It's also a hardcover, fancy. And this one was written in or published in 2002. So this one is a charming 28-year-old with a successful catering business, an unfaithful husband. You'll be rooting out loud for its endearing heroine. So I grabbed this one specifically. I believe there's a couple romances there. I grabbed this one specifically because like it's giving me like early 2000s rom-com that like the things I used to love when I was a kid and just like watch religiously. And I don't know, it's giving me that type of vibe with just the like successful woman and like they have a crappy husband. I wonder if they'll find someone better. Probably the goofy guy that works at the flower shop type of deal. So, oh, and it came with, perfect for romance, a rose and mint herbal tea, which I think is cute. So there's that. It came with a little key style bookmark. I quite like this bookmark. This one I feel is more my style. I like them both though. Um, and yeah, let's see what this one is. I'm excited. This is one I was most excited for. Again, any guesses, you can put it in the comments before I open it. I'm giving you time. Go ahead, type it out. Oh my God, I don't know how to open things. I'm a delight on Christmas. Oh, I only see the back of it right now. So we see the back. Okay. Even the, oh no. Ah, that's a cover. Oof. That's an interesting cover. To Have and to Hold by Jane Green. Not to be confused with John Green, which I almost read it as John Green just now. To Have and to Hold. Okay. This is definitely gonna be like a guilty pleasure read. I feel like if it does continue to give off like early 2000s rom com type of vibes, we'll see how I feel. We'll see how much I can push through it, being honest. Don't know if this one's my vibe, but hey, if I want to read something potentially kind of goofy, like sure. Regardless, that was my little book journey haul, not haul. I've had these. My little book journey video. Why don't we end this off with a little OOTD? Because you can see this part, you can see this part, but you can't see my whole fit. And I love to show off the fit. So we'll end it off there. And yeah, this is my little outfit for the day. I enjoyed doing my makeup sort of Bowser-esque with the little fangs and stuff like that. And yeah, I got all of this. Oh no, including this. This entire outfit is thrifted. Just a heads up. And that leads into the next video you'll see from me, where we'll talk about how to make cool outfits with thrifted finds. how to thrift and just making outfits out of unusual pieces. With that, have a great day, everyone, and thank you so much for watching my little book video. Okay, bye.